violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
A troubled nightclub in downtown Atlanta is closing its doors this week. And Channel 2 News has covered the many crimes happening around the Encore Lounge, including murders, fights, and shootouts. Please tell.
Lord have mercy. So, the Encore bar is pretty, dope bar. I've been there a few times. Definitely a hood, super Gremlin-esque vibe. The bottle girls usually are pretty hot, wearing next to nothing. So it attracts a lot of people. But now they have had their lease terminated because the super Gremlins come through every weekend and decide to shoot the party up.
Tell Channel 2 they've been called to the lounge more than 170 times over the last 2 years.
170 times over the last 2 years. That's 85 times. That's 85 times a year. That's almost twice a week. These super Gremlins are on demon time.
The landlord worked with the city to evict the Encore Lounge. Its doors will shut for good tomorrow.
All right, new this morning, Atlanta police say thieves are adding e-scooters to their list of tools to swipe your car. They say the scooters are being used in bump and rob schemes. So they just put out this video. Take a look. I'm going to walk you through it. Somebody's riding around in circles on an e-scooter, right? And it looks pretty harmless. But do you see that person over there in the corner? Keep an eye on them. Okay, the person on the scooter crashes into the back of the car, waiting at the light. The driver gets out of the car.
Wow. Guys, I've already warned you about these super Gremlins on the scooters. Yes, they are busting slack. Yes, they're going fast as hell on the sidewalks. And they're ready to run your ish, okay? They call it take back gang. Take some gang, all right? And it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. They might have a Pooh Shiesty mask on. All right. It'll be 85 degrees in Atlanta and they got a whole mask on. That's how you know that they're a super Gremlin. On demon time. All right. And they doing the most. And a lot of it makes it bad for people who are actually trying to use these scooters for transportation. But this is what we got to deal with in the A. Okay. It's ridiculous.
To check things out, and that's when the person in the corner takes off running and hops in through the open driver side door. Can you believe that? I know you're shaking your head like me. So here's what police say you should do in the situation. Keep the doors locked and stay in your car. Call 911 and describe everything that you see. Wait for police to arrive to assess any damage and leave if you feel unsafe. Now, Atlanta police say they do not want to scare anyone, and most fender benders are not ploys to steal your car, but they do want you to be prepared.
Developing right now, thieves have a new way to steal your car from right under you. Look at the video from Atlanta police they provided. This is the bump and rob before the thieves take off in your car, and now the same concept is being done with these scooters. Channel 2's George Estevez now live in our newsroom on this. And George, the thefts reported so far are all concentrated in one area.
Yes, one area, Justin and Linda. Thieves seem to be targeting Midtown Atlanta drivers, not far from our studios actually here. Atlanta police say most of the time if somebody hits your car, it's probably going to be an accident, but it's important to pay attention because it could all be a setup too. Take a look. APD post.
Honestly, if I get an fender bender with a super Gremlin who's sagging his pants with a Pooh Shiesty mask on, I'm gonna assume that he's trying to rob me.
Posted this on Instagram. You see a scooter rider there run into the back of the car, axe hurt, then the driver gets out, someone else runs up, you're gonna see him to the right there, and hops in the car and starts to drive off. We went through the incident reports today from APD, and this is how dangerous this can be. A woman jumped onto the top of her car to try to get that thief to stop, but they didn't. So police say she eventually just backed off.
Wow. And if she would have held on a little longer, they wouldn't have hesitated to drag her like they did Linda Fricky in New Orleans. Okay? They don't care.
In another incident, the victim's dog was inside the stolen car and the thief threw it out the window.
I mean, there you go. That's the heartlessness that I'm talking about. They threw a dog out the window. They threw a dog out of the window. These super gremlins are on demon time.
You can see on this map here, all these reported incidents happened in the same area of Midtown. All the suspects were described as teenage kids. New at 5, we asked Atlanta Police Chief Rodney Bryant about the bold thefts and scooters being used to do it.
As much as they are a convenience for some, they're problematic for us. And so we are continuing to work with those entities to see how we can better police what's going on as it relates to utilizing scooters and crime.
All right, so what do you do? Atlanta police say if somebody does hit your car, bump it in the back maybe, and you feel like something might be off, just stay in your car, lock your car, and call 911. Justin.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the Communitah, by the Communitah, I'm Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo!
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
That's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Well, it is a public safety issue we first told you about yesterday. Children using scooters to commit crimes not only carry guns, but some have shown a willingness to shoot. It's happening in Atlanta. We have obtained video of one violent encounter as a construction worker tries to prevent a car break-in. Fox 5's More Stiggs has the exclusive story.
On Wednesday, we told you about a group using these scooters operating in the nighttime hours. Late at night, children as young as 12. Now we're hearing that also there's another group that is striking in the daylight hours.
This happened in the middle of the day.
Kids firing their
ScootBy Shootings. Remember this term, ScootBy Shootings. You heard it here first on BGZM News 17. ScootBy Shootings. Done exclusively by these super gremlins on Demon Time.
weapons startled the Grant Park community, says their city councilman.
Were riding around, casing out the neighborhood on scooters, and they were caught basically by a group of contractors as they were committing a larceny in their vehicle. When the workers came to confront the teens, they in tails started shooting at the contractors.
No one was hit, thankfully, but police and neighbors need to be aware of what's in some of those backpacks that are visible by day, but harder to see at night when some of the children as young as 12 have been out and committing crimes, some of those crimes by force.
Some are just knuckleheads. Some have even done some attempted robberies or robberies.
Jason Winston represents the Grant Park community and surrounding neighborhoods. His district encompasses 2 police zones that are dealing with scooter criminals.
I heard from both Zone 6 and Zone 3 majors that some of the kids are actually going on the devices. They're paying with apps such as Cash App that don't require them to be able to verify their age. So that's how they're circumventing the age verification process. And so I just want to make sure we strengthen that.
Atlanta police tell Fox 5 they have made some arrests of 15 and 16-year-olds on car break-in counts. The councilman has drafted some new legislation on the scooters.
Anyone under the age of 16 would not be able to rent one of the devices unless they were under parental guidance at the time.
And you think that's seriously gonna stop these super gremlins from renting the scooters? Let me tell you what, they mamas know exactly what they doing. Let me repeat, they mamas know exactly what they doing. They don't care. Here, baby, take my Cash App, go and rent the scooter and bring back some whatever, you know what I mean? A lot of times these mothers are sending their kids on these missions, okay? Let me repeat. A lot of times these mothers are sending their kids on missions. Oh, you don't believe me? Wait till the next clip.
Councilman Winston says if successful, his legislation would mirror what's already in the books at the state level. From Northeast Atlanta, I'm Morse Diggs, Fox 5 News.
All right, guys, so here we have a super gremlin family, and guess what? The father is absolutely missing, and this is a single mother using her kids to commit crimes, all right? And these women continue to say, I'm strong and independent. I don't need no man. All I need is my kids. My kids are my life. My kids are my everything. Like, GTFO, bro, like, just watch. So she got her kids out here stealing purses. She acting like she on the phone. So if you ever see a sister, especially an overweight sister, who is on the phone yelling near you, or you hear her and see the glider, she's trying to ignore her because she's trying not to be racist, okay? She's trying, well, you know, maybe she's just having a conversation and I don't want to be accused of eavesdropping or overhearing. And if this glider turned around and said, hey, could you please move? Oh my gosh, she might... she might incur the wrath of you know what I mean? Like, she gonna get Medea times freaking Love and Hip Hop times Basketball Wives. She gonna get all the smoke from the women of the Communitah. So look at the child stealing. And look, she pulled out the wedgie out of her behind. I mean, absolutely disgusting. These are your single mothers. These are your single mother sisters, y'all.
Gang violence and other kind of